My name's Eli Delaney, and I have the honor of meeting some pretty cool people. These are the entrepreneurs, the artists, the creatives, the game changers that are making a positive impact in the people that they meet. And I'm a firm believer that the people that you meet can get you anywhere you want to go. And this show is my way of sharing them with you. It's my way of also helping you meet cool people. All right, welcome back, everybody. Eli here. And today on Meet Cool People, I have the honor of meeting somebody I just recently had a great conversation with, and we met on LinkedIn. And it's kind of cool. He and I got connected. He actually connected with me on the LinkedIn world and just started, commenting on my stuff. We ended up actually having a couple comments back and forth and ended up jumping on a virtual coffee and hit it off immediately. So let me tell you a little bit about who he is before we bring him in. This is Jonathan Shkolnik, and he was born and raised in Tel Aviv, Israel. He is fluent in 4 languages, finished his BA in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem abroad, and has been working as a business intelligence developer for the last 3 years until switching to business development growth. And he left Israel 3 months ago to go pursue his career and life somewhere else. And he is working with Portali, which is a pretty cool company that he shared with me. And I want to bring him in because we just had some fun conversation, about 2 weeks ago. So Jonathan, thanks so much for hanging out with me today.
Hey, Eli, good to see you again. Nice to be on this platform, meeting cool people. I think this is who we are. So,
Yep.
So definitely nice to be here.
That is, I appreciate it. And that's the whole reason I have this show. The show is really designed as a concept. It's got a whole big history of where it really came from. Cause me as a speaker traveling around the country. And it was like, I always told people, it's like, yeah, I love speaking and I love being able to share this stuff with you guys. But reality is I love to travel around just so I can meet cool people. And that's literally how the whole thing came. It became a networking event. It became a podcast and all kinds of fun stuff from there. So, and that's what I love, is because we live in this world now where we have the ability to meet cool people all over the globe without having to travel all the time, which is kind of cool, especially for somebody who's a homebody like myself. And you and I got connected. You found me on LinkedIn, and we ended up. You commented on a few of my things, and then we ended up having a conversation. And next thing we know, we ended up having a great chat and hit it off. You gave me an idea of the company you're working with, Portali, and what you're doing there, and how you're helping people with helping bookkeepers basically leverage their business and scale more, which is, I think, is pretty awesome. So tell me a bit more about you, your background, anything else that I didn't mention that you'd like to bring up.
Yeah. So yes, as you said, I was born and raised in Tel Aviv, Israel, country that unfortunately is a lot on the news. We know that, and like the whole world, right?
Yeah.
It's very global now, right? And I think at this point in my life, I felt like if I want to be a bit outside of the spotlight, right? I want to feel a bit, focus on myself. So born and raised in Tel Aviv, and then moved to Jerusalem after finishing my mandatory service. And then I went to Russia. Surprisingly, yeah, it's not the not the common thing to do, but I've met a girl. We went together to Moscow, to Russia. I've studied there for 2 years and also worked there. It was very, very cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah, more than anything else, that's the whole thing for me. Is like I wouldn't go to Russia purely because it's cold. So I was like, no.
It's very cold. But to be honest, I traveled across the country, and you see that whenever you move to a bit warmer places, the people are changing as well. It's like,
Yep.
You see they're becoming a bit kinder because they're not freezing in the winter. So suddenly you see different people and you say, am I in the same country? And it's so huge. So you can travel your whole life and you won't see even like 10% of it.
Right.
It's a very unique country, surprising, and many things as well. Then came back to Israel in 2020, and started my career for the first time. And it was COVID time. I came back during COVID, so it was a bit weird. The market was very shaky, unpredictable, not a lot of jobs available.
Right.
And I started doing account management, using my Russian, my English, and for a small marketing company. And it turned out good. And eventually going to the financial industry, working for a broker,
Okay.
doing business development. And then at some point, I was like, I feel like something is not clicking. I don't know, I need something else. So I went to dev. I started developing, not
Mhm.
full stack and stuff like that, but BI development, giving insights to people. This is what I
Right.
like. Bringing
Yeah.
them data and then they can make decision based on that. But it took me 3 years and I was like, okay, no, but this is, I like to jump in between things. But I think the interesting thing is I'm taking those experiences with me as I go in my career. I use those things I learn. Uh, the things I've learned being a developer, helping me now
Mhm.
understand some pain points. And I'm doing what I love now, talking with people, talking tech with them, improving people's lives, and also feeling free at the moment. I'm a free spirit, and I like what I do. I like traveling.
I love
um,
it.
yeah,
Well, that is awesome, and that's one of the reasons why I liked you and why I wanted to bring you on the show is because I could tell you really love what you do and you enjoy it. I could tell that more than anything else.
yeah.
Now, one thing as you're talking about, like you've traveled all over the place. Where are you at now? I want everybody to hear that.
Yeah, I'm currently in Asuncion in Paraguay, a
Paraguay.
country
Okay.
usually no one hears about. It's not on the news, which is
Mhm.
great, and you can feel it here. Everyone is very peaceful and quiet. It's a very interesting country, very unique history it has. So interesting fact: Paraguay and Uruguay, they have the similar ending to their country, and the reason is because they both spoke Guarani, which is their indigenous language. So in Uruguay, they stick only to Spanish, the classical Spanish now, but in Paraguay, they combine it still, and they speak Guarani, meaning they speak something called Chopara, which is a combination of Spanish and Guarani. So a very interesting place, a lot of history,
Interesting.
very peaceful and nice. No one really comes here.
Right. Well, and that's definitely, I mean, obviously, you go someplace like that and nobody's really heard of it. It's nice and peaceful and it's quiet. There's definitely some good about that I could understand.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good for working. I don't know about the rest. Like, it's a bit boring at times, but it's also very hot, very hot. Like, it's the craziest climate I've experienced in my
Okay.
life. It's like 90 degrees now, so it's pretty tough. But
Sounds
but yeah,
sounds beautiful to me. I like the warm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah. I'm
Awesome.
here.
Yeah. No, that is cool. And let's talk about like when you're from a standpoint like you're talking about you've done business intelligence and now the more business development and you mentioned showing people like the numbers and showing people that stuff. Go into detail on that a little bit more. What are some of the things that you found businesses are not paying, like normal everyday businesses aren't paying attention to the right numbers or the right things that you end up finding are like, wait a minute, this is where your problem is. What are some of those kind of examples of things?
So the greatest example of it, first of all, I feel like we're in 2026, but I feel like a lot of people are still in Excels, right? They're a bit stuck. So
Mhm.
interesting things happening when you're using Excel or just emails, right? And you don't combine all the sources of data you have. If you're using CRM, for instance, you just can't see some things. You can see colors, you can see some insights, right? And so what I was doing, I was building also dashboards. I was doing data engineering. Projects, but also eventually presenting business owners, but mainly like decision makers in the companies I've worked. And suddenly they look at the data, and I was like, "What? I haven't seen it in my life. Like, we're losing money by by putting cookies on the kitchen, on the floor number 4, right? No one's eating those cookies, so we're just waiting, like wasting our money there, right?
Right.
They haven't seen it in their life. They didn't know that this exists because suddenly they see red colors, KPIs, with action points, and they're like, wow, this is crazy for me. I didn't think about it. So they're always surprised. The reaction is always like, wow, are you sure this is it? Like, are you? Yes, I'm
Mhm.
sure. I'm
Right.
sure. Yeah.
And it's so funny because the term KPIs is thrown around all the time, and I know like in the corporate world, yeah, that's common, but in small business, solopreneur world, a lot of times they're like, okay, they're not even sure really what that means, and then they start making up the idea of what they think that means. Um, you're in the process with Portali, and again, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a sec, but you're in the process of launching this business and really taking it out there. If somebody's in that kind of position, what are some of the KPIs that they should actually be really paying attention to, especially at that startup phase?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of business owners, especially as you said, the solopreneurs, the small ones, they're not really analyzing data. I see often, I feel like they're making some decision based on intuition, right? Rather than on some real insights. Because they're always busy. It takes them a lot of time to deal with some very repetitive tasks, and they're running on like on sort of a robotic, automatic type of work. And they don't have the time to stop and analyze the data for a second and see, wow, I had, I don't know, like 50 calls with prospects with for which I want to give bookkeeping services, right? And I haven't sealed one deal. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to change something in my workflow. They just don't analyze the data and they don't use BI tools. They don't use dashboard. Not everyone, of course. I don't want to categorize, but in general, this is what I see.
Nice. And I see that a lot too. And we all run into that because we're running our businesses, especially the solopreneur standpoint. But going through, and I think that you just brought up something really important that, I think all of us should go through like an hour a week. It does not have to be that much long, but go through like at the end of the week, dedicate an hour at the end of Friday and say, okay, let me go through and look at the numbers. How many calls have I had? And where did those calls come from? What were the results of them? And think about those processes because, like, one thing that I found is that I might be having a lot of calls, but they're not converting. And I have to look at why are they not converting? Are they not converting because I'm not making the offer properly? Or are they not converting because I'm not talking to the right people? Because it's either one of those are very valid possibilities, right?
Yeah. People don't have the time. I don't know. They're just. I think they just don't realize how important it is to take a step back and look at what you're doing, and it's in the simple things. You don't even have to go far for that, right? I had a look at my calendar yesterday, right? I see 40 meetings there, so you can even have some analytics, on the simplest tools you're using,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can see the calls, you can see the reschedules, you can see it's like the small things, just try to combine them together and see what's going on. Especially if you're a solopreneur, it's easier to do when you don't have like 5,000 systems, but
Right.
it's hard to encourage people to do it. I understand it's hard. It's hard.
Right. Yeah, I love it. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Portali because you're in the middle of launching that right now. Explain a little bit about what it is and who is it that you're helping with that.
Yeah. So actually, we launched in 2019, right? We started in Israel. Then we have about 400 paying clients in Israel at the moment. We have clients. We expanded later to Europe and UAE. So we have paying clients there as well. We officially launched in the US this Monday. But we were testing in the US for the last 8 months with clients. We had problems, we had bugs, nothing is perfect. So we were testing with four bookkeeping firms. And after we felt confident about releasing it officially, we went live 24/7. And what we're trying to do is basically give people hope that they can work uh, not a ton of time. I don't know, instead of wasting 10 hours per client, they can work 2 hours per client. They can see their family more. They can uh, do some sports. They can just live their regular life. We don't want people to work all day long. This is what we're trying to eliminate. And there is a conception that people should do manual entries, journal entries, reconciliation. It's a long process with the current tools, and we're not trying to replace the bookkeepers. We're trying to help them regain control over their life because we're coming from this pain point. Our co-founder is as a solopreneur with over 30 years experience in accounting, and he felt those pain points. He wasn't able to relax to take the pedal from the metal and just have a coffee because it was constant stress. So this is why we're doing it. We really want to help people. It's not like pure business for us.
Nice. And so you're helping bookkeepers basically use AI with the software, correct?
Yeah.
To speed up their work. So the manual labor stuff that they've been doing, AI will help speed up that process for them. Kind of explain that a little bit further for everybody to understand. Because yeah, I know you're focusing on bookkeepers are kind of your biggest. You're helping them the most with this. Give us a little bit more on what exactly you're helping them with.
Yeah, so our main target audience are not only CPA, it could be some small businesses as well, but yeah, our main target is the CPAs, the bookkeepers, because they're really working a lot. But I'm always telling them, I feel sometimes I sense real fear. I sense fear from the AI, and I can understand. There are some tools that are doing some crazy damage to your business. But this is what I'm saying. We're not trying to replace you. You need to combine your workflow. You're a significant part of the process. You just need to overview the manual entries that you were doing. They're now done by the AI. You need to overview it. You need to see that the categorization was done properly, the reconciliation. You still an integral part of the process. And I'm
Right.
telling you, don't be afraid to trust the AI as long as you monitor it and and overview the results. Don't just throw the data to AI and say, oh yeah, now it's gonna do all my work. I mean, this is not how it's. If it's too easy, then it's weird as well. This is not what
Right.
we're trying to do. So people
I love
forget
it.
about. Yeah,
Yeah. So I've one of the things that I've seen with it is obviously there's people that use stuff like what you're just saying is like, oh, let me just give it the data and let it do its thing and it's all perfect. And no, it's not. We know that. But I have looked at it as like for me, I look at it as a junior, as an assistant or a intern that's working with me. So they're doing all the mundane stuff that I don't want to do. And using AI to do the same thing, I think is a big thing, which is what your software does is helping them make all that mundane stuff because nobody wants to do data entry. I'm sorry, but I don't think that I know a single person who enjoys data entry. They might enjoy the numbers, and I still think that that's weird to for some people. Like CPAs are a whole different weird creature by themselves, but I find that most people's like the data entry part is it's boring, it's tedious, it's not something that anybody really enjoys doing. So instead of having a intern or an assistant that you have to pay to do it, AI can help speed up that process for you and leverage you so you can spend your best time doing what you do best, which is really using your knowledge because data entry is not a knowledge skill, it's a low entry skill. And
exactly.
so, yeah, so I see the power in what you guys are doing with that. And especially like to help bookkeepers specifically is like if a bookkeeper is spending, 80% of their time data entry and checking every line by line by line, that's not the best use of their time. And that's pure hours as opposed to let me check the work, make sure everything looks good, but then using your skills as somebody who's an expert to go through and go, oh, wait a minute, this should be changed over here because that's more effective, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I want to say that it's not, I will say something that is maybe not so nice, but honestly, bookkeepers are so smart. These are smart people. They shouldn't be, they studied so hard. They shouldn't be doing those things. Like, honestly, as you said, those are people that have deep understanding of processes, of finances. They should deal with advisory. This is what we believe in Portali, by the way. We
Mhm.
want to release them from these manual entries and all of that because we want them to do advisory work for their clients to really tell them, listen, I see there are some problems with your cash flow, right?
Mhm.
You need to change A, B, C, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it because they're stuck in, and running after invoices and collecting all this information. This is not the way for them. Those are really intelligent and smart people that should do what, focus on other areas of their career,
Right.
and we want to help them because we love them. Like
Awesome.
genuinely, yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's awesome. And let them do this the smart, intelligent stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
It sounds
Awesome.
crazy to say it today, right? Like no one talks about it. When I'm saying it, it
Right.
sounds hard sometimes. When I'm saying it as it is, like you need to do other
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Awesome. Very cool. So, your what kind of clients specifically? I know you already mentioned CPAs. You talked about bookkeepers. Where do you think that this fits the best as far as say for instance, a solopreneur bookkeeper? Is this going to be a good fit for them to help them scale to the next level?
Yeah, so I think the best fit is for the solopreneurs. We target small to medium sized bookkeeping firms. We're not going to target like major firms because they have so many processes and tools that
Right.
changing it will take 5 years only to implement it. It's not our target audience. The solopreneur, he's basically stuck at like 20 clients, 25 at max, and he can do more with the current tools. I know it for a fact, I've heard it from them. So it will help him with the small clients, but the big win for him would be his big clients. He's like there he will see the difference. If he has a client that has, I don't know, 5 or 10 bank accounts, right, and it takes him 10 hours to do it, it will take him 2 hours with us, and this is the major win for him. He
Mm-hmm.
will be able to onboard 100, 150 clients more, just like our co-founder does. He manages 200 clients, I think even more now. I'm saying 200 all the times. I think he's like at 300 at the moment, to be honest.
Right. Wow.
Doing it by himself, he's a solopreneur, and he has time to deal with Portali as a co-founder, but also using Portali at his own accounting firm. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to help the solopreneurs. These are the people we want to help if they want to grow.
Right.
There are some business owners that feel like I'm good, I'm good with it. They're in the money with 25 clients. They're not poor. Okay, like they're fine. They have food, they have roof on top of their heads. But the ones that want to grow, they can.
Right.
That's it. That's the barrier.
Right. No, I totally get that. Awesome. Now, is this you did mention that this is also good for like small businesses in general too, right? So
Yeah,
if they're looking at this, one of the questions that I also have, and you and I talked about this, but I want everybody else to hear this as well, is this, what is this compared to, say, Zoho or not Zoho, Zero or QuickBooks or, any of the other, you know,
yeah,
bookkeeping software that's out there.
yeah.
Where do you guys fit in with this?
Yeah. So first of all, they're our competitors, and they they have my entire respect. They're doing something good. Intuit in general is they are monsters. They're huge. Honestly, they at this point the market is QuickBooks,
Right.
Zero, but mainly QuickBooks. But one thing I asked yesterday, Perplexity. I'm using Perplexity, not ChatGPT. Sorry if I
Okay.
sound
No.
yeah. Well, I like it. I asked him, please give me the steps to categorize a transaction in QuickBooks in 2026. It's 15 steps. And then you need to repeat steps 5 to 15 for every transaction. It takes 1 minute to do it with us. The categories are just, automatic pops up. So it's different. It's different. We're not doing the same. We're really
Right.
saving time for them. For small businesses, it's a bit different model. But yeah, as we discussed in the past, we don't have at the moment the same amount of integrations that Xero and
Mhm.
QuickBooks have, and we know it, and we're working on it. And after our conversation with you, by the way,
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago,
Right.
with the high
Yep.
level, I think,
Yep.
yeah. So we're working now on integration with Unified to have
Okay.
about 400 integration, including high level there as well.
Nice.
So we want to start helping the small businesses as well, not only the bookkeeping small businesses,
Mhm.
just finish everything much quicker.
Right. Awesome. I love it. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that you guys are moving down that route. I think that'll be a good move for you, definitely.
we need it.
Yeah.
We need
Very
it.
cool. Awesome. So, as you've been going through this launch in the US, and I do want to clarify that because I said, as you're launching the company and you guys have been in business for a while, but you're launching in the US specifically. Um, as you're going in through this process, what has been your best strategy for the lead generation side? Like, how are you getting it out to people in the US? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good question, and I have a complex answer for that.
Okay.
So the thing is, first of all, we figure out that some improvements before we even start the outreach and everything. Some improvements should have been done from our side. And 1 month ago, I said to the team, I said, guys, we're losing leads. They have no action points. We're losing them across the road.
Right.
But I'll tell you how we started. I started testing before we had a good workflow for the leads with Apollo, doing outreach of emails. It didn't go well. I had something like 35% of open rates on emails, which is good, but there were no action points afterwards.
Right.
So I was losing those people, right?
So are
And then
those are cold emails?
cold emails. It's a
I'm in,
good platform. A,
yeah.
a
I'm
bit hard.
impressed that you're getting that kind of open rate, quite honestly. Because usually on cold emails, if you get 5%, you're doing great.
Yeah, I was no, I was maybe I was like at 27% open rate. Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
had
impressive.
this data. Yeah, because I'm a person that I don't know, I'm moving fast. So if I see something is not working very well, I'm like, okay, no, something is not working here.
Right.
I send 150 emails. No, okay, let's try some different A/B testing. Like, let's
Mhm.
do some other type of text. So I'm good at with this stuff, but we didn't have any action points, so we were losing them. And
Right.
also, it was a bit complex, and we had some problems with people that was lost inside the workflows.
Okay.
So we went from it. At the moment now we're working on instantly implementing instantly, but to be honest, at some point somewhere in November, I was like, okay, I have LinkedIn, should I give it a shot? I gave it a shot, and listen, it's been a roll. This has been test A/B testing as well,
Mhm.
a lot of failures, but the results are at this point are just incredible. I
Right.
I tell people, do LinkedIn. If you do it properly,
Yeah.
you can do crazy results. I'm at more than 40 demos at the moment after 2 months on being on LinkedIn.
Nice.
This is
Awesome.
unbelievable.
All
So
right.
this is outreach now. Yeah.
So could we have a little bit of a teaching moment and teach people
Yeah.
what how do you use LinkedIn properly to get those kind of results? Because so many people, there's a billion people out there teaching LinkedIn, and most of it really doesn't. It's not giving the returns that I'm seeing. I would love for you to share a little bit of your experience because you do have the results behind you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say a lot AI slop here. It's very cringy. This is cringy as it gets. And there's a lot of gurus there that are just I don't know what they're talking about. They're
Yep.
honestly at this point I'm thinking about leaving Portali and just starting my own business on consulting bookkeepers on how to use LinkedIn to generate leads.
Hey, there you
Because
go.
honestly, or maybe combining it because okay, so first of all,
Maybe we
the AI
should talk about doing a course. I'll we can you can and I can have that conversation because
me
yeah.
and you, this is outside of Portali. We need to
Uh-huh.
talk about it because honestly, I'm having a call with a guy in tomorrow, which told me he's a bookkeeper owner. He's my potential lead at Portali, right? I
Mhm.
reached out to him. I was just genuine with him, just I always do on LinkedIn. And he was like, yeah, I hired this marketing agency. And it's not looking good. I look at his post. They look bad. They're not alive. These are not human beings. But he's paying them money. He's paying them
Right.
probably a lot of money. So I'm helping him for free tomorrow. I will try
Mhm.
to, move him towards Portali as well. But I generally want to help him without taking his money because he's doing
Right.
it bad, like wrong. So you have to be genuine. No AI slops. Stop
Mhm.
with this. ChatGPT, please generate me a post. 5 tips on how to be like, oh, come on, man. No one's gonna stop and and read this. This is
Right.
garbage. You need to be genuine. You need to share real stories from your life. You have to use strong pictures, not the AI slop pictures.
Mhm.
With like I don't know the person that is sitting like this on his desk table and like, oh, I'm stuck. Like,
Yeah. If
guys,
it's
come on.
not you, you shouldn't be posting it.
Exactly. And it's not only about posting.
Yeah.
It's the engagement is huge. If you don't engage and you engage like a robot, by the way, it's not gonna be good.
Right.
No one's gonna read your I'm curious. What do you think about it's not helping. Like genuinely read the post and comment what you think about it. If you're reading an AI post, then probably just don't comment on it because it's boring. But
Right.
if you're reading someone that invested time and created a real post, just
Mhm.
comment truly from your heart. What do you
Right.
think about this topic, right? And
Yeah.
people don't do it. Also grow your network. Always grow your network. Send 30, 40, 50 connection invitation. And there are many tactics and strategies on how to do that as well.
Right.
I have a list already at this point. Maybe we should really jump on a call with you on this one. I mean, yeah, we need to create this honestly at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's put it let's plan this thing. I think it's gonna be good and
yeah,
it's definitely needed for sure. And
yeah.
yeah. But that I think
Definitely.
it's great. And to back your point on this is that the responses back are such a like that's how you and I connected. You commented on something of mine and then you commented on something else. And it wasn't like, we see these ones that are either the bots or a virtual assistant that goes in and just click, 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 click,
Yeah,
like this, like this, like this, like this.
great.
That wasn't because when you see those, it's like, oh, listen, this one person likes this and this and this and this, and you got like 10 different things that they liked. You're like, yeah, no, they're gonna pitch me. I mean, it's just really right out of the gate. That's the way it goes. So
It doesn't work.
yeah, but you commented on my stuff, real interaction, really, I mean, it felt like you actually were, like, paying attention to my stuff, and, something
Mhm.
that this could be really interesting, and we could have a whole sideline conversation on this. Um, you are not the only one. Yours was by far the best, by the way, but I had a couple of other people start commenting on my stuff. Literally the day after, I completely revamped my entire profile on LinkedIn. Like all of a sudden, whatever I did worked because all of a sudden I get a whole bunch of new people that I'd never seen or heard before. And you were one of them. And that's when, again, you just made this interaction, started interacting with me and having real conversations with me before you ever sent me a message.
Exactly. This is the strategy. I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
The hard way. I was sending messages right away. I got blocked like 2 or 3 times. It's
Right.
not working. The reply rates are bad. I'll tell you what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I sent 60 messages, 57 messages, right? I'm going to post about it on LinkedIn as well. 57 messages. I received 20 something replies.
Wow.
I'm at 35% reply rate on LinkedIn because I'm not saying them, hi, Portali is live. No, I'm saying, hey, I'm happy to connect. Can I ask you, when do you post what are you active here? Are you usually posting? I want to engage with your post.
Right.
35% engagement rate.
Yeah.
And this is what I call nurturing. And you're a pro in nurturing as well. You're the pro
Thank
of
you.
nurturing. So
Thank you.
this is it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it. This is
Yeah.
awesome, awesome stuff. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's very valuable for everybody because it is one of the things we're on LinkedIn, we're using it, and some people have a love-hate relationship with it. And I know I did for many times, many years. I mean,
Yeah.
the hate part of it was when Microsoft bought them, but we don't have time to go into that part. But it is such a powerhouse tool if you use it right. And the biggest thing is you need to use it like a conversation tool with a dialogue as opposed to a megaphone. And this is the same analogy I use when it comes to email marketing. Why most people's email marketing doesn't work is because they treat it like a megaphone, one way conversation. And I'm just yelling all the crazy cool specials I have going on this week. And it's like, we stop doing that, people. Well, the same philosophy works in every medium. And you got the same opportunity with LinkedIn to have conversations with people, and so many people just don't do it. So I applaud you for what you've been doing because it's obviously working. If it wasn't working, you and I wouldn't be sitting here
Exactly.
recording the show right now.
Exactly. I didn't think that LinkedIn had such a potential. I'll be honest. I was a skeptic. It was always felt a
Right.
bit cringy for me, like a few years ago. And then I figured the potential of it. Maybe it depends on the region as well. Maybe in the US it's like it's working better than in certain regions. I think
Yeah.
it's not active as it is in Europe. Like in the US it's more active than in Europe. But also it's interesting. We're in 2026 and what's working on LinkedIn is not being robotic and using AI,
Right.
is being genuine. And this is crazy. This is like an interesting observation, right?
Hmm.
If you're human on LinkedIn, this is how you make money and create also great interactions with real people. If
Yeah.
you're an AI slob, it's not helping you. On the contrary, less reach, less impression, less
Yeah.
real connection. No one's gonna talk with you.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, and I 100% agree with that. I gotta ask you a question though. When you're writing this stuff, like, have you used Whisper yet? Have you heard of this one?
No,
This is a
no.
tool that I'm using. Okay. When we get done here, I'm going to have to give you a real demo on it because it's super cool. But
Yeah.
basically, I have found to help me speed up my process is Whisper, and it's basically a plugin that goes on. You install it on your computer. It works on iPhone. It's coming to Android soon. I really hope that they will soon because I'm a Google guy. But
Me too. I'm
yeah,
a Google 9. I'm a Google
okay,
9.
so it'll work on PC or Mac or an iPhone currently. They are working on the Android version. This is supposed to be out this quarter sometime. But basically, what it does is it's a dictation process, but it is better than anything I've ever seen. And I literally like hold a button down and say, like, say for instance, when you comment on one of my posts, I can reply back to it, but instead of trying to type it up, I hold the button down and just say what I want to say. And what it does is it cleans it up using AI, but it's not really changing anything. So it's not like take what you say and rewrite it to make it sound better. It's literally just taking what I said and formatting it in nice, clean sentences, and then it can go through and tweak it a little bit. And what it's done is it's probably saving me an hour a day worth of typing.
It's
And
interesting. I've used something similar. That I've tried a few of those
yeah,
commenting tools. There was one that was not bad. I erased it from my extensions. Now it wasn't bad, but I always had to tweak it, and
yeah.
it was doing like 70% good commenting,
Hmm.
but somewhere very cringe. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
no, this isn't rewriting anything. That's the beauty of it, is it's not rewriting it. It's saying whatever you say. So you can say what you want, but it's just cleaning it up. So
Oh,
it's
so cool.
in nice, clean formatting. And like if you like the ums and ahs, like I just said, it's gonna take stuff like that out. Or if I start to say something and go, no, wait a minute, I want to say it like this, it'll actually catch that and fix it, and then you can just tweak it. But it's literally taking what I would take me 2 or 3 minutes to type. It's literally taking me 15 seconds to do.
So you're basically telling me that you're reading a post on LinkedIn and then you want to comment, but you're just not typing it. You're just recording him
I'm
something, and he.
talking. Yeah.
I
I
see. That's interesting. That's
phenomenal. So yeah, I'm gonna, just because we brought it up in the show, I'm gonna share the link in the show notes for everybody, because this
good.
is the coolest software I have seen in ages. And since we're talking about this stuff, it's like, okay, one of the things that's always hard for people is how do we get more, how do we get speed up this process, because hanging out on social media is not really a good use of our time. So how do we get more efficient while we're doing it? This is one of those tools that helps with that. I think
Wow.
you'll get excited about this. So we're going to do a
Yeah, I'm
full
excited.
demo.
I am
Yeah.
excited to be honest. Like, I hope you have an affiliate link for that. I want that discount.
I will give you the affiliate link. Yes. It's
Good.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm gonna put everything. I actually have a page that has a demo and everything. I'll stick that in the show notes for everybody listening to this. But it's a phenomenal tool, and I think with what you're doing, this will even speed up your process a lot
It
more.
sounds amazing. This one
Yeah.
sounds really good. This is
Yeah.
helpful. This is real helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Little sidetrack there in our conversation, but I think it's good stuff. I love sharing anything. Like if it's a cool tool
Yeah,
that I know is going to help other people, and I know this is going to be huge for what you're doing.
yeah,
Okay. So we're getting close to the top of time here, so we got to get going. Thank
yeah.
you for letting me share this, because it was just kind of fun. And like I said, like I told you, this is a tool that I am more excited about than anything I have seen in years. I mean, I've seen
Wow.
some pretty
Okay.
cool stuff, but nothing that has impressed me to the level this has. So I'll share that in the notes, and you and I can talk for a minute after we finish up here on that one. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Before we get to the final stuff, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience that we may have missed in today's conversation?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give something that is not necessarily related to career and everything. It is somehow related because we're human beings, but
Yep.
don't be afraid. Just try new things. Try new things. Get out of your comfort zone. I was miserable my last 2 or 3 years. I was working like a dog, and I was, hired under certain companies. I was a hiree, and it felt bad. I didn't have time for relationships. I didn't have time for myself, and I felt I can't continue with this life. So get out of the comfort zone. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Challenge yourself, because if you're not gonna do it and you're gonna live all your life just doing the same thing, nothing's gonna
Right.
happen. Honestly. No, nothing.
I love it. That is awesome. Very cool. Okay. So, last two questions. These are the ones that are always my favorite ones. Last question is the easy one. How can people get a hold of you? But we'll ask that in just a second. Before that, this is the Meet Cool People show. And I always love to ask every single one of my guests, what do the words meet cool people mean to you?
Okay. For me, meeting cool people, first of all, for me, is when a person looks me in the eyes and genuine with me, when he's interacting with me as a real person and a real human being, but also when he's eager to learn, when he's eager to challenge himself and eager to, do something big in life, and affect people. And I recognize it with people as soon as I speak with them. And if I don't recognize them, maybe they're semi cool. I don't know. I'll keep them somewhere closer to me. But cool people are the ones that are want to learn and genuine with you.
I love it. Awesome. Very, very cool stuff. Okay. So, how can people get a hold of you if they want to connect with you, see what all the fun stuff you're working on is?
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn, Jonathan Shkolnik. I know it's a bit hard, but try. And Portali, which is very easy to find, Portali. You can book a demo with me through the website. And yeah, I'm always here to answer your question. And just have a call as well. Just speak as normal people. That's it.
Very
Yeah.
cool. I love
Yeah.
it. And it is very cool. I mean, that, like I said, that's why we're sitting here today, why we're having this conversation, because you started connecting with me and then we ended up jumping on a call and having a great conversation. And the whole point of the show is that I like to introduce the rest of the world to cool people that I meet. And you're one of those cool people, my friend.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise. I really enjoy our conversation today.
Awesome. I
Amazing.
appreciate it. Awesome. All right. Well, everybody else, get out there. Have an amazing week. And we'll talk to you later. Take care. And that wraps up another Meet Cool People show. Now, if you like what you heard, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, or review so I can help introduce these amazing cool people to even more amazing cool people. And just remember, meeting cool people is just the beginning. You need to have a system in place to follow up with the amazing people that you meet. This is exactly what we do for our clients. Now, if you'd like to see if my team and I can help you, go to convertmoreclientsnow.com and check out the case study video to see exactly how we're helping our clients turn casual connections into cash clients for life. Again, go to convertmoreclientsnow.com and see how we can work together to turn you into a follow-up rock star.